Good evening, class. This is an instructional video on quotes and quotes within quotes. This video will teach you how to put quotes in dialogue, the basics, and what to do if you have a quote within a quote of your piece of literature. The basics of putting a quote in the dialogue are: you must start a new paragraph with every new person with dialogue. For example, a script. Every certain person has its line, but each line is on a separate line in the typing. You must start and end the quote with quotation marks. If it's a complete sentence, start with a capital letter. If fragment, do not capitalize it. If the quote has wording in the middle, put a comma before the set of quotations, and do not capitalize the next part of the quote, but put quotation marks. Before closing out the quotation set, put the form of punctuation. Now I have provided examples for you to better help your understanding of quotes. For the first example, we see an example of the script. How Ron says definitely, Hermione says no way, and so on and so on. As you can see, each character has its own line and his own sentence. Now we see the famous quote from Abraham Lincoln 7 years ago. The top one is unquoted, but the second one shows how to correctly implement the quote into the quote. If there was any punctuation, it would go after the words ago and in between the quotation mark ending the quote. In example 3, we see the difference between quoting a phrase and a full sentence. If you quote a phrase, there's no need to capitalize the phrase at all. Given example 1, Harry said, "Blimey, Hermione, blimey is not capitalized because it is part of a phrase and there's no need to capitalize it." In example 2, Harry says a full sentence, "I will kill Lord Voldemort." Even though I is normally capitalized no matter what, it doesn't matter if the letter was a T or an H, it'd still be capitalized because it's a full sentence that we are quoting. In example 4, this shows that if the quote has wording in the middle, you simply put a comma before ending the set of quotations, then pick up right where you left off, but do not capitalize and just simply continue the quote. "Wow, I can't believe it," Harry said. "I'm a wizard." You see how I split the two quotes up into two separate quotation mark enclosed. And for the final example, we have, before closing the quotation, put the form of punctuation inside. Now I have Hulk's famous catchphrase, "Hulk smash," putting the exclamation point inside both quotations. Now class, I will teach you what to do if you have a quote within a quote. If you have a quote within a quote, simply put the quote that's within the quote using single punctuation marks instead of the double that we are used to seeing. For an example, we have taken from Harry Potter, Harry protested, first one quote, "Snape was the bravest man I knew," and one quote, "Wow, Ron looked at him in disgust," period, and the entire whole quote with a double quotation mark. Thank you for watching this instructional video on quotes and quotes within quotes. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll hope to see you again in the next lesson.